Okay, I'm back. The mix got stuck, but it's back. It looks like it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to move my feet to the 7 board, and I'm going to like go up 7. This is a test strike shot just to see if the mix will come back. What's going to happen? See that? Very light pocket. Yeah, I can't really use this ball. The mix is not doing it. It just doesn't have what it takes. It's so early and forward that you can't belly it. You have to play it straight, and if there's too much oil, it's no good, and if there's not enough oil, it's no good. So it's like it's just a spare ball, basically. But you know, let's try this. Let's try this. I'm going to play right up the 2nd arrow, and I'm going to keep my feet on the 7 board, and it's going to be a down and in shot right up the 2nd arrow. Maybe I can force it in there. What are you going to do? Wow, it's going to do that. Jesus. Okay, well, maybe that's what you do with a mix. That was a pretty powerful strike. I have to admit. That literally crushed the pins. Okay. So if you have a very early, forward, heavy rolling ball, you don't want to belly it. You don't want to play it in the dry. You do have to play it in the oil, but you have to play it like right at the pocket in the oil so that the oil carries it right to the head pin. And then when the last 20 feet, it starts rolling, and you can strike. Let's try that again. So once again, I'm standing on the 7 board with my right foot, targeting the 2nd arrow dead on, and let's see what we get. Uh-oh, I'm gonna pull that one. And, oh, okay, good. And then we get that crap. Accuracy is at a premium. When I say I pulled it, let me try to explain my misses. I literally hit the 2nd arrow just a little bit to the left of exactly where I wanted it. I'm trying to hit like the right side of the 2nd arrow, and I hit the left side of the 2nd arrow, which is basically maybe a half a board miss, right? Let's see if I can get this. What will happen? Seem to have got it. All right. All right, so let's go back here. All right, I want to try that right at him. Good one. Just made a good spare. Let's think about this. Okay, I want to go up the 2nd arrow on the right side of the 2nd arrow, kind of clipping that right corner. And then I think the ball will hold pocket. Wipe it down, and here we go. Standing 7, targeting right corner of 2nd arrow. There. Oh, all right, okay, sure. It was almost a 5-10, and then it was a trip 5. Very interesting. So that tells me that I can actually move my target. I think I should move the target to 9. I think the 9 board would provide a little bit better forward angle. A little bit better forward angle. Now think about this for a second, people. The way I'm bowling right now is the way they did it back then. I'm trying to split boards. I'm trying to project the ball very straight and get it to hold, and I'm just trying to estimate the friction levels to see what will make it hold. So I'm going to try 9 now, 9 board. There. Hold. 10 back. Well, almost. The 7 kind of fell off. You see what I'm saying? This is the old game. You're going to be bowling straight. you need to find the straight line to the pocket. You need the ball to hold, right? So you can just lay it in there. And you need to be atomically accurate, splitting boards, finding little areas to hit. Now, I remember reading that Earl Anthony said that he would target a quarter of a board adjustments. And Nelson Burton Jr. often said that he would just look at little cracks in the boards or little anomalies and use those as his target. So the 7 went late. That tells me that it was a little high. So with my foot, I'm going to move my foot a quarter of a board and still target 9. Let's see if we get a better high flush. What will that do? No, I got it a little right. So it touched that friction and lost too much energy. So think about that. I literally missed like a half a board to a board, maybe at the most, right? And that was too much friction, and the straight ball just went straight further right, which made it deflect. And so that's kind of what you deal with on the straight game. Again, you have to be perfect. You have to be perfect. Okay, let's see if I can make this. You would think with a straight ball it shouldn't be a problem, but let's find out. Yeah, I guess it's not a problem. Okay. So I'm kind of enjoying the mix right now. At first I hated it because it was so strong in the dry and so ineffective in the oil. But once you play it like you're on a long pattern and you're just like trying to stuff the ball in the pocket, then it seems like there's some potential here score-wise. Would I use this in league? Well, probably people would hate me if I did, right? Because they would say I would treat carry down and all this other stuff. And I might be able to play further right with it if I did play it in league, because there would be oil outside. So let's try this again. I'm going to keep my foot a quarter board left. So it's basically on 8 1/4. And I'm going to target 9. That's got a chance. It does not have a chance. No, I missed a little right. And I threw a little faster that time too. These are the minor little adjustments that you deal with when you're playing this older style of game. So this is how good those guys were back then, because they were so accurate and controlled and able to get their ball to just be so perfectly where you wanted it to be. It's kind of amazing, actually. All right, let's try to make the 5-pin. Put your hands down, people. Put your hands down. All right. Okay. Let's try one more shot with the mix here, and then we'll move on. We'll go back to the Black Diamond. The Black Diamond seemed like it was a little easier to use, which is kind of silly considering it's a rubber ball from the 60s, but it gave me some shape, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This ball doesn't give me any shape. This is your, oh my God, these lanes are insane. There's so much hook, they're going crazy, they're so over under, what the hell do I do? Well, I could pull this ball out and say, you know, I'm just going to throw it straight at the pocket, and I know it'll hold. So here we go. Let's try that again. We're trying to hit 9. That's good. Look at that. A late flip on the 7. But do you see that? It's like a missile. It's just going so straight and perfect. And that was Dick Weber's whole game. If you ever watch him bowl, and I recommend you go to YouTube and find some videos of him, that guy is amazing. One of the best bowlers that ever lived. I don't care what they say about modern, all this kind of stuff. He threw that rubber ball hard and straight at the pocket. He basically threw it straight like you just saw me do, but like way faster and a lot more revs and 16 pounds. And he just crushed it like that. All right, let's try that again. I'm gonna complete the move and go a half board left with my foot. So now I'm on 8.5, and I'm still gonna be targeting that 9, because that was still a little high, wasn't it? Here we go. Uh-oh, got it out to 8, not coming back. What kind of weird crap is that? Okay. So that's a boo-boo. You move in, and you throw out. Dumb. Now that probably might have been okay with the rubber ball, but with this ball, it just goes straight. So this is a precision ball, right? Where all you can do with it is just go right at things. Can I make this absurd spare, whatever this thing is? What is this? This is a 2.7? All right. Well, how do you make a 2.7? What's the adjustment? Let me think about it for a second. So I would normally stand here for a 4. So I'm going to move. I'm moving my feet to left of my 4-pin target and just throwing the same shot and seeing if that's enough to clip that 2. I think it is. Get over there. Whew. Okay, got it. All right. So that's the adjustment. And that's one of the advantages of having a straight rolling ball. Because you can make these little adjustments and you don't have to worry about the ball doing anything weird downlane. It's just going to do what you make it do. So it's only as good or as bad as you throw it. So that previous strike target was garbage. Oh, by the way, I just rolled a 183 with this thing. All right, let me start a new game. Let's try to make a better shot. I mean, that's all there really is to this game with this ball. When I'm using this ball, it's just about making good shots. So I'm going to stand on 8.5. I'm going to target 9. Try not to miss right. Uh-oh, that's a miss right. And of course, a big thing. Now, so that's going to happen every time, right? When you're throwing a straight ball, you can't miss right. If you miss right, the ball will stay right. If you go miss left, the ball will go left. The ball will go where you throw it. There is no forgiveness. This is the game of the past. All right, can I make it this time? I almost got it last time. So I'm going to make a little adjustment with my foot. So I was standing on 7. Let's go to 8.5 with my foot. Is that really good? Let's see, I was standing here. Yeah, why not? I'm going to go 8.5. Let's see if this is enough to get it. Nope. I missed right. Even though I moved my foot, I missed my target right. Very unfortunate. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more shot with the mix, and then we'll go back to the rubber ball because the mix is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I mean, I have to be so good with it. I mean, it's good practice for like bowling on sport shots and stuff because if you cannot miss at all, and you must hit perfectly, and you must make these little micro adjustments in order to be successful, that's good practice, right? All right, so here we go. Let's try to hit that 9 board. Don't miss. Uh-oh, that's way out to 7. I mean, it came back because it hit so much friction, but that was a terrible shot. I guess I'm getting tired. All right, let me make this spare, then we'll go back to rubber, and we'll see what the rubber ball can do. All right, so that's a 4-pin. Let's go here. Try to hit our target. Uh-oh, that's terrible. Miss right. All right, that's just luck that I got over there. That was a bad throw.
Behind lane 41 and 42, because Brooklyn will be your bartender today. So make sure to visit her, make sure to zip her well. Once again, the bar is now open.
You heard it. The bar is now open. Excitement everywhere. Okay. So let's try one more with the mix, and then I'm gonna go back to the Black Diamond. So let's try this again. I'm standing here. All right, let's try to hit that 9 board, which I keep missing to the right. All right. That's got a better chance. Turn in. Okay, good. That's it. I'm leaving it right there. Ended with a strike. Whew. All right, let me take a little break, rest a second, and then I'm going to come back with the Black. Okay, I'm just going to sit down for a second because I want to talk a little bit about some things here. So, for me, with my style, basically, like I said before, I'm like a 1960s style full roller. I can throw the ball with the suitcase grip, the conventional grip, like they did back in the 1930s and the 40s and the 50s and into the 60s. I throw the ball very straight. I don't have a lot of revs. These vintage balls are drilled with simple label layouts, a CG dead center in the palm. You know, basically nothing fancy, right? The ball is balanced, it's not dynamic, and so on. The game back then was different than today. Today, with the modern equipment and the way the lanes are designed and the oil patterns, the idea is to find area. That's what they call it, quote unquote, area. In other words, what they're saying is you're trying to maximize your miss room so that you can hit the pocket the most. But in the past, there was not any way with the oil patterns and the balls themselves, with all that low tech, to generate area. Plus, the lanes were not really very hooking, and so the projections of the ball were mostly straight down and in. There were some players that could hook it, like the great Ned Day, great full roller Ned Day. He actually was able to hook the ball significantly around the lane. But what I consider significantly for him was basically your average, you know, house shot baller today area, right? But he was doing it back then on those shellac lanes and later the lacquer lanes and so on. So the game back then was about splitting boards, accuracy, shot repeatability, consistency. You could not, if you missed one board, you were pretty much screwed. You had to hit your board. You could miss a half a board. If you missed one board, basically you were going to get like a 5-7 or a 8-10 or definitely corners, and a lot of bad things would happen to you, right? Split pocket splits, all these things would happen. You had to stuff the ball in the damn pocket consistently. And there were players that were just like so good at that, such as Dick Weber, my idol Billy Hardwick, who could hit a half a board consistently at 20 feet and put every single ball right in the pocket. He still, by the way, Billy Hardwick, the full roller, still holds the 9-game PBA scoring record. No one in 55 years, regardless of the advanced tech, two-handed, thumbless, all that kind of stuff, has been able to top that record. He did that at the Japan Cup in 1969. He averaged 240 with a plain cork-filled rubber ball for 9 straight games. And sadly, he had to retire from that tournament because he got a phone call that his son had died. And otherwise, he probably would have won it, no problem. Anyway, so that's the game. I am a full roller, 1960s style, and it's difficult for me to bowl on modern conditions with modern bowling balls because they move so much. I know people love to see balls hook and jump and do all this kind of stuff, but for me it's difficult. So I need to find a ball that lets me play similar to the old style, but on modern conditions. So that's my little chat about the old times versus the new times. Is the new times better than the old times? I don't know. I really enjoyed the old game a lot more than I enjoy the new game. It is exciting to watch Domo and all these guys with the 2 hands hook the ball and do all this kind of stuff, but it's just a different game.